You want to talk numbers?
Yeah.
So we got $35,000 more than we were asking, and we couldn't sell the home 2 years ago for $100,000 less than we got now. So by waiting 2 years, we got an extra $100,000 working with Terry and selling our house, right? Compared to 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's $100,000 in our pocket. Worked out great. We're in a transition in our lives, so we wanted to make the initiative to be more flexible. We were trying to downsize, move on to another stage in our life. This house was not going to be part of that next chapter.
Well, it's kind of a blessing and a curse during COVID that we were able to work remote for a while, and then we figured out that, hey, maybe we could sell now that we are able to work somewhere else for a little while we sell. And it just kind of worked out. It was wonderful not having to live in the house while it being shown.
Good timing.
But that doesn't work for everybody, but it worked for us.
We were disappointed.
It was disappointed, and there wasn't any open houses, which was something that
it was a little bit of a letdown.
It was a letdown because, so no open houses, and it was just, disappointment that it didn't feel like the effort wasn't put in to sell the house.
The market was softer.
And that helped.
Admittedly, but there could have been more done to help sell our house. And we were just disappointed that it didn't work out, and we ended up losing a house that we were hoping to get as a result.
It was a contingent, so that was really sad too, because we were downsizing at that point.
At the same time, in a sense, it was a good thing that we couldn't sell at that time, Terry, because 2 years later we got quite a bit more than we would have settled for previously.
So it was a blessing.
So it was a blessing that it worked out this way. We found the right realtor, and we had the right market, and it worked.
That combination.
Yes.
It's like rocket fuel, honestly. It truly is. When you combine the right marketing with the right market, it's like name the price.
Yeah.
Night and day.
It's great.
And I was really excited, this is aside, to be able to increase the price. Just seeing how the market was increasing, I was like, guys, we can actually ask for more than what we were asking, you all were asking for initially.
Yes. We were being conservative. I think you were trying to set our expectations to not be let down, and we certainly weren't let down.
Yeah, I thought 700 was a good number, but I'm like, let's make it 690, get people through, get that
excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people were excited.
It worked. It was amazing. Let me just say, I told you at the beginning, Terry, I had high expectations, and you've exceeded our expectations tremendously. You and your team.
You can impress him. That's pretty darn good.
Well, and when you came in the door, I told Cindy before you got there, I said, we're not going to settle today. We're going to talk to a couple of realtors. Well, we blew that out the door after we met you and saw how prepared you were. We were like, this is a no-brainer. This makes a lot of sense. Let's just work with Terry. And really, your excitement, your team's excitement to get this done was just right on par with what we had in mind for ourselves. We were excited, and as a team, we all came together to make this happen. It was quite a contrast to 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was definitely a team effort. Not just my team, but all of us working as a team.
Yes, you guys gave us instruction. We followed your instruction.
We followed
I think
to the letter.
pretty much to the
Whatever
letter.
you tell us to do, we'll do it.
and then you guys did everything you said you would do too, and it came together just like you said it would.
Yeah.
That's not my house.
It was amazing.
Oh my gosh, whose house is that? I want to live in that house.
It was an amazing. I told Terry that in the text. I said, I want to buy that house. It looks amazing, even though we were selling it. But yeah, great job. Exceeded our expectations again. Wonderfully staged. Great job. I remember 11 offers in 3 days. Every offer, I believe, was over our asking price. I remember two or three cash offers that were quite exciting. And then the one offer that we ultimately landed on was obviously the winner and the highest bidder.
Yeah.
And they did a great job. I mean,
Was it 35 over?
it was quite a bit over our ask, and
That's
it was great.
amazing.
But we could have chosen 2 or 3, and I know you had a couple of backups for us in case something fell through. So that was a great comfort.
Wow.
Exceeded expectations.
I mean, I almost felt kind of greedy taking the top one, just in a way. I felt like, oh, should I take the top one or should we go with the second one?
Well, you read some of them, and they're personal. The notes were personal, and you hear their plea for your home, and as much as we loved our home, we want to hand it to somebody that's going to love it as much as we did.
Yeah.
You want to talk numbers?
Yeah.
So we got $35,000 more than we were asking, and we couldn't sell the home 2 years ago for $100,000 less than we got now. So by waiting 2 years, we got an extra $100,000 working with Terry and selling our house, right? Compared to 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's $100,000 in our pocket. Worked out great. And yeah, we would have been happy with less, but again, this was a great opportunity.
No need to settle when you don't have to, right?
You should
That's
not
part
leave
of-
money on the table if it's there, right?
That's what I
Part
was
of what
always
you
taught.
convinced us with your metrics and your numbers when you came in. I knew the market was hot, but you kind of made me feel the pressure, like now's the time.
Yeah.
Don't wait. You're going to miss it. And I feel that still. I feel that urgency still for other people that I'm telling them now's the time.
You're
Yeah.
even thinking.
If you're thinking about it, you might want to do it now because this is a once in a lifetime market.
Absolutely. And just an aside, I've been in real estate since 2000, so this is 21 years been in real estate. I don't remember ever a time it was this competitive. It is ultra competitive.
Well, and it must be competitive to find a good realtor too at this point. So we're kind of lucky that we landed on a good one. And a lot of that had to do with
Team.
persistence to check in on us and follow up with us because your team knew that we ultimately were going to sell our house.
Yeah.
It was still on our cards, but you just didn't know when, and we didn't either.
Right. And I
But it
came,
finally came together. I tell them first, call Terry Hendricks, and if Terry's too busy, find somebody that you know is excited about selling your house and wants to stage it and do all those things. If you really want to sell it, that's what you need to do. And if you really want to get top dollar, then that's what you need to do.
I would say Terry's top dog, turnkey,
Turnkey
the
solution.
total package, staging, everything, you put everything in place and it was effortless. We never had to call to follow up on anything. You always came to us. So it was like, we just knew you had it in the bag. It was like, okay, we just want to wait for whenever Terry. So it's like it takes the pressure off and we don't feel stressed.
It was very personalized. I felt like, I know you have a lot of customers
And-
and juggling, but we felt like we were your only customer and you were giving
Exactly.
us your personal attention.
That's-
And it felt that way.
Yeah, it,
And we never had a question that whether Terry had it under control. We always knew you did, and just you let us know when
And
we
the
needed
first-
to know something.
And the first thing that I noticed about you, Terry, is that on our first interview together, you called me 45 minutes before as a courtesy call. Just call in as a courtesy call. Right there, that told me he's different. Because nobody calls 45 minutes before your appointment as a courtesy call. So that was like, okay, that was the first sign for me.
There was a
So
lot of courtesies in there.
top
Yeah.
notch.
Thank you, Terry.